just let them get live with us. Okay, so sorry about that, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I thought I clicked live, but I didn't. So once again, welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show with me, Madame Merola, season 3, season 5, episode 33, where we're talking about take charge of your life. So welcome, guys. And I see many other people have joined us on Instagram. So Rodney, Asikia, hi, how are you? And Nonya Chukwuma, welcome, guys. Okay, so while we're waiting for other people to get on the bandwagon with us because they were waiting on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I want to ask you, what is your one word for the week? Okay, if you're new to the show, it's something we do. You need to have one word that will help you to focus. One word that will allow you to be able to do the things that you need to do first. Because our priorities tend to shift as seasons come and seasons go. And because of a lot of distraction that goes on in life, it is so easy to lose focus. So that is the reason why every Monday I always ask you to have one word for the week. And that one word can be a word that you carry over into the next week in case you need it. So last week I had my one word, which was ask, okay? Asking for the things I needed, asking for help, asking for support, asking for anything that I felt was necessary for me to have in my toolkit, in my life, okay? So I consciously thought about opening my mouth and asking rather than just praying about it. I wanted to literally put myself in action to go and ask people for the help I needed or ask them for the job, ask them for the sale, whatever it was that I needed. I went out and asked for it last week. So Rodney says that his one word is action. I love it. Action. Can it be two words? Tell or not sure. I say it can be actually if it's necessary. Like when I had breakthrough, it could be that's two words, right? Join together. So you can have two words, but it has to be something that is meaningful to you. So if you have two words, go ahead. It's your life, sister. We're talking about you taking charge of your life. So you need to also own the words that you choose for yourself. And if it needs to be two words, go ahead and choose two words. So thank you, Rodney, for putting yours there, action. I'm going to share mine with you right now as well. Let me see. Okay, we've got people live as well with me on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Hello, guys. Welcome. It's good to have you guys here. So I'm about to share what my one word is. Okay, and mine is activate. Okay. After asking, after seeking, and after knocking, what else is there for me to do? Is to activate the things that I've gone to ask for, activate the dreams, activate the goals I have written down on paper to achieve, activate my vision board, activate my desires, right? So I need to activate a lot of the dreams and the goals that I've set for myself. So Tawa Onasoya is feel good. I love that. So in all you're doing, in all you're getting, in all your planning, in all your execution, Tewa Nosai was to feel good about doing them all. Sister, I love it big time. Yes, because it's important, right, to feel good as you're doing whatever you're doing. So mine is activate. So someone type that for me on Instagram because you guys don't get to see my notes that I've typed on the screen before the show, like the people on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube can see it. So my one was activate, right? Many times we have desires, many times we have aspirations, many times we set goals, but we do not activate them. We do not put our plans into motion. And it's so important for us to do that. I've got meaningful on Facebook saying that his one word is follow through. So Tewa or someone else has followed your formula of having two words. Follow through. So it's like what I have, my brother. Meaningful, Sonowo says follow through. Yes, activate, follow through, put your plan into motion, execute. It's so important, right? It's so important for you to be able to activate, follow through, do whatever it is, take a step, just put something into motion that will allow your dreams, your goals to start to become a reality. It's not going to change. It's not going to come true. It's not going to come to pass if all it is still in your mind. If all it is still something you've written down on paper. If all it is something that you've put on your vision board, but you've not decided to follow through. You've not decided to activate it. You must activate it for it to become real to you, okay? A building does not take shape by itself. It starts by putting one singular brick or block, depending on where you're from in the world and what you call it, right? So once you put one singular brick or block into motion, right, you start to use those other things as how you align it. You put another brick or another block on top. And then before you know it, what started out as a foundation, as a flat thing, has suddenly become a big building, right? It suddenly becomes something that's real to you, something that you can touch, something that is tangible. That's the same way it is with your life. You must activate or follow through, as Meaningful said, on your dreams, on your goals. Otherwise, it will just remain something that is a pipe dream. It will just be something that you're still wishing for. And we don't want you to just be wishing to live a phenomenal life. I don't want you to keep on wishing to start to be in charge of your dreams and your desires. I want you to start to live it. And I want you to start to live it from now. So even making that decision to say that, Madame Merola, I've gone through so many things in life that I really don't understand. I felt like, I've never owned my voice. I've never owned my dreams. I've never owned but I'm making a conscious decision today to own my dreams, to start to own my power, to start to own my voice. I'm no longer going to be a passenger in life. I am no longer going to be a spectator watching everybody else just enjoying their lives, living becoming who they want to be, while I am just there, incapacitated, while I'm just there, clapping for other people. Today, I want to make that conscious decision to say, I am going to say yes to myself. I am going to say yes to my dreams. I'm going to say yes to my desires. I'm going to start to give myself permission to live, breathe, move, and be who I want to be who I know I've been created to be who I ought to be, rather than just being in a comatose stage, rather than just being a walking corpse. You have got to give yourself permission to start to be the fullness of who God has created you to be. No one else is going to give you permission. No one can wish it for you more than you can wish it for yourself. No one is going to do it for you more than you can do it for yourself. Look, I can be here every Monday speaking to you, charging you, inspiring you, challenging you. But guess what? I cannot live your life for you. Neither can your spouse, neither can your best friend, neither can your parents, neither can your mentors, your coaches, your spiritual leaders. You have to make that decision by yourself. You have to tell yourself that, hey, it's time for me to stop being a passenger, whereby I'm listening to everybody else's voices. I'm allowing other people to dictate for me what I ought to do, instead of me sitting down within myself, listening to the voice of God speaking through me and in me and leading me and saying, yes, Lord, whatever it takes, I'm going to obey. Whatever it takes, I'm going to go my own path. I'm not going to look to the left, to the right. I'm not going to look at what other people are doing and be, intimidated by it. I'm just going to start to face my own path. I'm going to start to walk my own walk. I'm going to start to talk my own talk. I'm going to start to be comfortable in my skin. I'm going to start to love myself more. I'm going to spend more time knowing who I am, what I'm all about, and all the things that makes me uniquely me, so that I can show up the best way I can in this world and live an indelible mark in this world. So important. Oh my God. I've rambled so much past what I wanted to do. I apologize, guys, but you know what? Sometimes, these things just get into me and I got to share it because I'm a preacher anointing. So I apologize for those of you that are just like, oh my God, she's just rambling. But guess what? I'm not actually apologetic about it because I'm just being me. All right. So let's quickly get to the affirmations of the day. As you can see, I'm shaking the box. All right. So we're going to just take 3 of them, and then I will start to share my tips with you. So SST official join says it's time to stop being a passenger. Yes, it is time. You can't continue to be a passenger in life and then expect to be in control of where you go. You all know how it works, right? When you get in the car and someone else is driving, you're not the one driving, someone else is driving. What happens? You are literally in the hands of the person that is driving the car. So if the person decides to take you to another destination that you do not have a desire to go to, you are stuck until you get out of that car. You have to go all the way to the place where the car stops, and then you get out, and then you can start to take another direction in life. That's the same thing about when we do not take ownership for our lives. We're allowing other people to control how we go, and where we end up at. So for you to end up where you want to go, you need to be in control. You need to take charge. You need to be in the driver's seat. So as you guys are here, please just send this video to your friends, to anybody that you love, or you feel like, oh, you know what? I think I know someone who's going to gain value from this video right now. I think this message is for someone that I know. Please send this video to them as you are here. So don't go, you stay, but then also share this video with someone else, okay? I will absolutely love that. That is the best gift you can give to me. So as I am shuffling the cards to pick 3 randomly, please share this video, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or on Instagram. Yala, hi, welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show on Instagram. Yes, okay. So I've got some more people commenting on Facebook. So I've got Dele Olutimilei. Hello. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, Madame. It's good to have you here. Yes, I am me, moi. Yes, yes, yes. You cannot be anything else but yourself. That's just the honest truth. I've got one card out, another card out, and one more. Okay, the 3 cards have been pulled out. What did they say? Woo! First card says, daily, I feel grateful and blessed to be alive and well. My life is remarkable and I'm enjoying every moment of it. I am happy, 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 happy. Woo! Lovely. Second card says, I have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding beyond my human capacity. I am connected to the source of all creation and I'm replenished by his presence. Yes, yes, yes. And the final card says, I am walking in my destiny and purpose. Wow. I live a life of favor and great doors of opportunities are opening for me daily. I am blessed and highly favored. Yes, if you love those affirmations, please put up an emoji to say woohoo. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Fortune Paintings Drawing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Share with me, Madame Merola. So now we are all set for the topic of the day, all right? Which I said is take charge of your life, okay? So when we hear that topic, take charge of your life, of course, certain things must have come to your mind. Take charge. What does that mean, right? And you must be asking yourself, how do I start to take charge of my life? It's so important. If you feel that there's something that is not allowing you, or you just feel like this is not the life I live, and all of us have been there. I don't know about you, but I've been at that stage multiple times in my life where I felt that this is not the life I desire. This is not the path I want to go. This is not my own God ordained legacy and dreams. I just felt like I was living another person's life for them. I felt like I was living someone else's dreams. And some of you can actually understand that. For those of us that have been parented before and are now parents, I think some of us will be able to understand what I'm trying to say right now. That many times the courses that we went to school to actually take and the life path that we chose and the people that we married were not necessarily our decision. They were made for us by our parents and by other people. And we've always felt like we were spectators in our life and not really living the life we desired. Our career path was not of our own choosing. We just fell into it because that's what other people expected of us. Other people advised us that that would be the best way for us to be able to live a rich life. But then we felt restless. We felt unfulfilled while doing all those things. And we kept on seeking and digging deep to be able to say, there must be more to life than this. I can't continue this way. No matter how successful you look on the outside to other people, there was this gnawing feeling inside you telling you that this is not who you are. This is not where you're supposed to be. And so you wanted to break out of that chain, but people were holding you down and telling you, be grateful for the kind of life you have. At least you have a job that's paying you well. At least you have a husband or a wife. At least you have a family. But you knew that there was still something else that you ought to be doing, something else you ought to be feeling, something else you ought to be saying, something else you ought to be experiencing beyond what you're experiencing right now. That is a precursor of the fact that you had not taken charge of your life. You had given your power away to other people. And I want to share this with you, knowing that it is time for you to take back the power. It is time for you to seize the reign. It is time for you to get in the driver's seat and be able to say, now I am going to be in charge of my life. And that's why we're here today. Okay, so what does it mean to take charge? To take charge means to accept responsibility for something and to have control over it. I'll repeat that again for the benefit of those on Instagram that cannot see the meaning on their screen. To take charge means to accept responsibility for something and to have control over it. So when you feel like you don't have control over the way your life is going, look, we cannot have control over everything. You know, there are always going to be external factors, right? That we can absolutely not control. We cannot premeditate, and we cannot even be willing, we cannot even start to take necessary measures against until it happens. When the COVID hit, many of us did not know that was going to happen, right? So it's something out of your control. So we have what we call environmental issues, we have political issues, we have societal issues, and technological issues that are beyond your control. But I'm talking about what you choose to do with your life. I'm talking about the kind of person you choose to be, to show up as every day. I'm talking about the career path you take. I'm talking about the kind of person you want to be to others, the kind of influence and impact you want to make on others and on in the rest of this world. I'm talking about the fact that you choose how you want to show up. You choose where you want to show up. You choose when you want to show up. You choose the severity and the impact that you want to make, and not someone else choosing for you, not someone telling you when to go, when to come, when to sit, when to talk, when to walk, when to write. You choose by yourself. You take responsibility for everything in your life and stop blaming others and stop putting the responsibility on others and say, oh, it's my father's fault. Oh, it's this person's fault. Instead of just saying, look, I am an adult. I get to choose. I get a say in this matter. If I don't want to do it, I have the permission to say no. Don't be a yes woman to everything and everyone. You are not created for everything and for everyone. So why do you live your life based on what everybody else around you is saying and doing? Why are you looking at what other people are doing and using that as a yardstick of your measurement of success or the path you ought to take in life? You cannot do that. For you to take control of your life, you need to accept responsibility and be in control. Being in control means that you are able to navigate and to be able to say that I do this consciously and I know what I'm doing, right? So even when things do not work out, you still accept the responsibility for it. Even when your relationships do not work out, you still accept responsibility for it. Even when your business fails, you accept responsibility for it. Whatever you choose to do, you accept responsibility for it because you made a decision. You were intentional. You were deliberate about saying that this is the path I want to take. This is the way I want to go. This is the thing I want to do. And if it doesn't work out, so be it. But I am in charge. I am taking control of my life. I am taking control of the path that I'm taking. I'm taking control of the way I am showing up. I'm taking control of my growth and development in life. That is how you all will start to see that you are no longer giving away your power, but you're owning it and living it. Okay. So I want to share with you my 7-step methodology of taking charge of your life. Okay. If you find value in this step, trust me, just try it. Especially if you feel like your life is in a disarray at the moment, or you just don't feel like you are in charge of your life. I would love for you to just do me the courtesy of trying the 7 steps. And if it doesn't work, at least you've tried, right? There is nothing to lose and there's nothing but gain if you try it and it works, okay? So please just try the 7 steps that I'm going to share with you. And if it works, please send me a message. Share your testimony with me. And if it doesn't work as well, you can still share with me the parts that worked and the part that didn't work. And the reason why I say this is because it's just not one style, one size, one methodology fits all that works for everybody in life. Any coach, any mentor that tells you that is not helping you. Why? Because we're all different. We assimilate and interpret information differently. We all have our own unique way of being able to take information and process it into action. So what can work for me might not work for all of you, but I can dare say that there are some steps here that will be beneficial to each and every one of us, even if all the 7 steps do not work for you precisely. Okay. So what is the first step that you must take? And I've done it in such a way that they all start with D. So you can call it the 7 Ds to taking charge of your life. The 7 Ds to taking charge of your life. So someone on Instagram, please type that for me. The 7 Ds to taking charge of your life. Okay. And the first step is discover who you are. That's the first step. Discover who you are. Who are you? Are you who you say you are, who you know yourself to be, or what other people are telling you to be? In order to take charge of your life, you first need to understand who you are. You've got to spend time with yourself. You've got to be self aware. You've got to do that introspection that is needed for you to be able to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what your dreams are, what your goals are, where your passion lies, where your profitability is, what are the things that get you absolutely crazy. You need to know all these things, right? Because that is where your growth comes from. The more you know yourself, the more self-aware you are, the more you gain personal mastery. And the more you gain personal mastery, the more you'll be able to do the things that are in your willpower, which I call your zone of genius, for you to function in the best possible way possible. Thank you, Cravy Cakes, for typing that. The 7 Ds to taking charge of your life. God bless you for that. I love you. Yes. And the first one is discover who you are. Discover who you are. Until you discover who you are, I'm telling you, everybody will have a way in trying to tell you who you are. Oh, you know, you're so good at this. Oh, you know, you're so good at that. Oh, you're this talented. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm turning 44 this month, and I can tell you, even at this age, my mother's still trying to tell me what to do, and she's still trying to tell me what I should be doing with my life. And you know, I had to get to that point of taking charge of my own life because of the fact that I was a chronic people pleaser. I wanted to make my mother happy. I wanted to do things that would make other people feel better. And I was doing it to the detriment of my own joy. I was doing it to the detriment of my own fulfillment in life. So I had to get to the point where I said, no, I'm not going to do things that do not empower me. I don't want to keep living a life that seems good on the outside, but I am struggling on the inside. I'm unhappy on the inside. So until I discovered who I truly was and then took ownership of the power of myself, I started to see change. I started to see the result. So that's why I'm telling you, you need to go on a journey of self discovery. Some of us do not really know ourselves, and there lies in the problem. Until you really discover who you are, you will try to be everything to everyone. You will find yourself putting your hands in this pie and that pie. You see yourself going on paths that you have no business in. You see yourself investing in things you have zero business in. Why? Because you are still on that experimental journey that I call it. And right now, we're so lucky to have many coaches and many people that can help you to narrow down who you are. There are lots of tests you can take. I can take away all the things that I've got zero business to do with you. And then you can have a narrow tunnel view to be able to sift from. And then the experimentation wouldn't take you years and years and years. Why? Because you've narrowed out all the things that are not who you are. You know what you're not. So it's easier for you to be able to check through the pile of what remains to find out who you are, what inspires you, what challenges you, what hurts you, what motivates you, what keeps you going, even when there is no reward for it. All those things are important. So, step 1 is discover who you are. Okay. If you like that first tip, let me see your emojis on the screen. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So, step 2, what do you think it's going to be? I'm sure some people might guess it. Define your why. Okay. So, as I said, this is a 7-step plan to taking charge of your life. And I've tagged it the 7 Ds to taking charge of your life so that you can remember. If they all start with Ds, you might be able to remember them easily. So the first one was discover. discover who you are. The second one is define your why. When you have a clear picture, after you've discovered who you are, you will now start to define your why. Why am I going to do this? Why should I be a coach that helps only women? Why should I be a chiropractor? Why should you, when your why is clear, when you have clarity about your why, when things become tough, when things become challenging, when things are not working, you'll be able to go back to your why to say that I know exactly why I'm doing this. And nobody in life is guaranteed the fact that the journey to the success and to the fulfillment in life is going to be smooth sailing. So, your definition of your why allows you to stay grounded and committed. When you don't know why you're doing something, when the challenges and the storm hits you, you are going to find excuses to get out of that boat. You are going to find reasons for you to check out and want to do something else. But when you have conviction beyond shadow of a doubt that this is what you want to do, and you know exactly why you're doing things, your motives are right. Many of us don't have the right motives for what we're doing. Many of us have selfish motives. Many of us have stupid motives, I dare say, because of the fact that you saw your friend doing something and you saw your friend excelling at it. And then you said, oh, you know what? Since she's my friend, I should also be able to do this and excel at it because I'm just as smart and stuff. You are trying to measure your life by someone else's path. And that's why I said it's stupid, because you're not that person. You're yourself. So why are you trying to live a copy version of someone else's life instead of living your life? That's why step one is important. Discovering who you are, discovering what makes you tick, discovering what makes you passionate and energized. It's so important. And that's why you need to define your why so that you're armed with it every single time challenges come. Because I can guarantee you challenges are going to come. They're going to come at the times when you least expect it. They're going to come at the times when you expect it. They're going to come to you left, right, and center to want to derail you, to want to distract you. You need to be able to define your why and let it give you the strength to stay focused and committed to doing that which you know you want to do. So that's why I said when you have a clear picture of what you want to do and why you want to do it, it is easier for you to take charge of your life. Let me use in a relationship, for example. When you make a decision to be in a relationship, so let's say marriage, for instance, and it's not someone else's choosing, you chose it yourself. When the challenges come, you would tell yourself that, look, I know why I got married to this particular person, and I know why I am staying in this marriage. It is easier for you to hold on through the storms. It is way much easier for you to take charge of the mess that is happening, for you to be able to turn it into something that can be beneficial to you than when you feel like, I didn't want to be here in the first place. I didn't want to be a lawyer in the first place. I didn't want to be a talk show host in the first place. You start to look for ways to blame other people, shift the responsibility, and not take charge. So that is the reason why I say to take charge means accepting responsibility and being in control. So when the things happens to you that are not pleasant, that are not conducive, you will still be able to blossom. You will still be able to thrive. You will still be able to grow despite the hardship, despite the turmoils, despite the storms, because of the fact you have defined your why. You know exactly what you are doing, what you're doing, and no one is going to come and distract you with their own silliness or with their own problems and take away your focus, because you have discovered who you are and defined your why. Okay, so I want to read some of the comments that I've got here. Okay, it's just love from Remzo Zuri on YouTube. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to step number 3. Okay, Cravy Cakes. Thank you so much for typing the steps for me. So step number 3 is desire the life you truly want. Desire the life you truly want. So number 1 is discover yourself. Number 2 is define your why. And number 3 is desire the life you truly want. Okay. So I have a friend. She was here just a few minutes ago, Tewa Onosoya. She wrote a book. And in that book, she says, the life you desire also desires you. And I found that quote to be very profound. When you understand the fact that the life you truly desire desires you back, oh my God, there is something within you that shifts. Because many times we feel like we desire this thing, but can we actually get what we desire? So when I heard that statement, the life you desire also desires you, it changed so many things in me. It lifted the doubts that were always coming up in me, that can I truly do this? Can I truly be this? Ever since then, I just remind myself the life I desire truly desires me too. The life of being a global, life transforming coach, of a talk show host desires me too. It just changed my whole perception. It just changed my whole energy about going for my dreams. Why? Because I was no longer afraid. I was no longer timid. I was no longer fearful of what is to come, because I said, the life I desires me too. So I started to do things. I started to put in plans. I started to look at ways in which I can show up, in ways I can start to integrate myself in the places I wanted to be and the things I wanted to do. The inner voice that has been speaking to you and encouraging you is desire. There are certain things that you know that you try to stifle that voice, but it comes back over and over again. You probably went through a period whereby you felt like, oh, you know what? I can't do this anymore. But somehow it just didn't let you go. So I've always said that you can let go of your dreams, but your dreams will never let go of you, especially if God gave you that dream. So you need to understand that the desire to be all that you can be, the desire to live the life you truly want, it's going to keep gnawing at you until you take action. So many times we don't get what we want because we don't truly desire. We sometimes desire, we use that word desire. Oh, I desire to be this, which is like I wish or I want, because of the fact you see other people having it. So it looks pleasant to you, it looks attractive to you, but it is not something you truly desire. Because when you sit down with the core of yourself and ask yourself, what do I truly want? That is when